Hey guys. What's up? Shut up, kitty. My cat's growling and doing God knows what. What's today's date? September 10th? You see the stocks? Alright, let's look at some stocks. I think we're going to look at a couple different ones. One sec. Get rid of some proprietary information on my screen here. Alright. There's so much chemistry information on the web. Somebody wants me to look at sundial. I would love to. Alright, first request was SYM, which is called Symbotic. What in tarnation? Goodwill. You might want to take an accounting class, but basically, goodwill is an accounting technique that is GAAP. It's generally accepted accounting principles, so you have to do it. You need to use GAAP if you want to beat the rap. So when you buy an asset in excess of book value, the accounting system doesn't have a great way to do that. So you debit cash and credit goodwill. Or the old way to do it would be, or another way to do it would be if you debit cash and debit shareholders' equity. But theoretically, if you were willing to buy a company for more than book value, there is a mechanism by which you can reflect why you did that. You know, you didn't set the money on fire for fun. You did it because you wanted to create some kind of, benefit for your company. Anyway, robotics and technology for retailers. Okay, an automation system. I'm going to call this an industrial company. Could argue it's a hardware company or something, but let's just leave it at industrial because I got to put everything in different boxes here. All right, let's Symbotic. I've never looked at the stock in my life. $17 stock. Out in Wilmington, Mass. Whole bunch of share classes, interestingly. So I assume these are all worth the same amount, or they all have an equal claim on the assets of the company. They just have different votes. In which case, this would be a 10 billion cap. Did we do a split or something recently? Let's see. Yeah, 10 bill cap sounds right. Look at the size of the revenue. Want to make sure that we're getting the wrong shares outstanding information. Not uncommon. Let's see if there is. Let's see what Google says. Oh, they got it right. Okay, they got it right too. I'll have to check with their vendor. Nibbles! All right, about $1 billion in cash, no debt. Oops. Is this the old company Symbol? Symbol Technologies? Let me see. No, Symbol got bought out by Zebra. Symbol did similar shit. RFID. Okay, so very low margin hardware. Interesting. You can see they sell the system for close to the cost of the system. So system revenue was $472 in Q2, and system cost was $407. System COGS, at least. The software is probably higher margin, but they don't sell much of it actually, so never mind. And the services are also low margin, so all this stuff's low margin. I'm just going to do all COGS. Let's see. Doesn't seems expensive for a 10 billion cap. Something's wrong here. Maybe because it's growing so fast. Maybe they have a lot of cash flow. We'll take a look in a second. But my spider senses kind of are going off. Okay, let's see if they have cash flow. Cash flow from operations, okay, is positive, so, but I'm assuming they have CapEx. Okay, they're still free cash flow positive. Okay, and the revenue is obviously growing very quickly. You can see that the revenue, 58% revenue growth, pretty insane revenue growth. But when your margins are 17% and actually 14% last quarter, I'm not sure all the revenue growth in the world helps you that much. Okay. Okay. Well, let me note this one down too. This is for the 9 months ended, so this is basically pretty close to the year. So this is not Q2. We have to get their funky calendar quarter stuff figured out, what they call this fiscal year. You can kind of make up whatever fiscal year you want. You can call it, this is the fiscal year for 2028. You should see how they do it in Japan if you don't know already. Okay, so what the heck is this business? Oh, they were a SPAC? Warehouse Technologies. Have you guys heard about this new Galaxy gas? Pretty sweet. You're not going to get smarter watching me talking about Galaxy gas. What's up, Unk? Nibbles will not be eaten by any Haitians. I grew up a lot of Haitians in the Brooklyn area, Church Avenue area of Brooklyn. Haitians, Jamaicans, all kinds of Caribbeans. Yeah, they're all very nice people, actually. Unless you cross them. In which case, your cat's done. No, most Haitians are not going to eat a cat. They do some voodoo shit, I will say that. Some of them do some voodoo shit. And if you served a group of my Haitian goons, I've got some Haitian goons, more Jamaican and Trinidadian goons, but a couple of Haitian goons I got as well. If you served a cat and said this was like part of some voodoo ritual or something like that, they'd probably eat it. They'd be like, okay, fuck it. But they're not going to go out and go ham. Yeah, Liam, we've done a lot of research on that. What's up, Richard? Nibbles ran away. No, Nibbles, no. Market's getting creamed, man. JP Morgan's down a bunch. All biotechs, of course, are down. There's a lot of beta in biotech. So that's just par for the course. Man, Ionis is down 12%. I gotta check out why. Oracle's up 12%. Did Oracle report? Yeah. We gotta go do the Oracle numbers. Probably good idea. So yeah, do you guys know what galaxy gas is? What gender am I? That's a complicated question. I've recently become woke to the idea that gender is very complicated. Do you guys know what Fae gender is? I might be that. All right. They got me. No, I'm getting super woke, man. My Discord, if you haven't noticed, we got a bunch of woke people, not just Quest now. Quest used to be the lone woke guy. We've gotten very woke. Fuck Trump. Oh yeah, we're gonna do a 7 o'clock stream in our Discord. Maybe we'll do it Can we do it on YouTube? I don't want to get banned from YouTube for streaming the debate. So maybe just on Discord, we're going to do the debate. Destiny has been teaching me very well, exactly. I'm a Destiny disciple. I'm a pupil. He does terrible things to me. What a freak. Oh man, we got to get rid of these investor lawsuits. So ridiculous. That's another good LLM use case. This is absurd. No way every press release is the investor lawsuit. Oh my god. What's up, Laser? Okay, so this stock has melted down from like 50 to 18. Yes. No. I'm glad you have the username, Kathy, but that doesn't make you part of our team. You got a ship code for that. Okay, so they call that Q324. Oh yeah, I have to do more coding tutorials. I just don't have the time. I'm busy. I'm busy bee. Okay, so they said next quarter 455 to 475. Ooh, that's probably what caused the chaos. I mean, this looks like a short. I always feel bad if a Godel user is asking me, what do you think of the stock? And I'm like, oh, it's trash. I hope that I'm not telling them their favorite stock is trash. By the way, like, it takes me, I can't come up with a stock pick in 5 minutes, you know, and I hope that everybody appreciates that. It's pretty hard to do. But I do like to learn new companies, and it's fun to do so. And I give you some thoughts maybe you didn't think about before. But if it's a biotech stock, you can take my shit to the bank. Take this shit right to the bank. Bank of Shkreli. National Bank of Albania. Godel is written in a lot of languages. The front end, of course, is in JavaScript. A lot of the back end plumbing is in Python and Java. What are they calling Java these days? I guess just Java. Okay, so there's 3-month cash flow here. Yeah, Cassava's like got to be one of the biggest dogs of all time. I don't understand the people who own the stock. The big guy who I had that call with, he blocked me. He's a sensitive, very sensitive man. He got some sand in his vagina. Look, I don't want to lose $70 million either. I wouldn't want to lose that. Sell this shit and move on, bro. And knows absolutely nothing about biotech, talking about open label studies. I got a bridge to sell you if you think open label studies are going to be useful. In fact, I got several beautiful bridges for you. What am I doing here? Okay. I'm messing this up. 1 sec. Godel is gonna, it's sort of gonna look like this. It's just gonna be more, I would say more functions. But yeah, it basically looks like our, I'm starting to call Bloomberg the legacy terminal, which I really enjoy doing. It looks like the legacy terminal product from our legacy rival. Legacy is such a like a backhanded insult. It's like, psh. AbbVie's just the best run drug company in the last in a long time. I mean, so is Lilly, I guess. Analysts don't. So analysts, I guess analysts do know the stocks inside out, but they don't have any investing judgment, right? So they look at a stock, they're not really sure if the stock will go up or down, as very few people are. And it depends on what the portfolio's investing objectives are. Everyone wants the stock to go up, stuff like that. But you know, some people want to trade, some people want 10x, some people want a long-term investment. Everything's a little different. I totally don't get it, Kuba. I think, and I don't think he's worth like billions of dollars. And I know guys worth billions of dollars, and they don't put 70 mil on a random stock. They don't know. Like, this doesn't make sense. So I don't know if he's worth, you know, maybe 200 mil. He's got a huge chunk of his portfolio in there. It's just bad wealth management. I think he's just being, he wants to be able to be like, I did great in software, which, you know, hats off to him, man. I'm sure he's very good at what he does. I'm new in the software business myself. So maybe I can learn from him, you know? But like, the same way I'm new to the software business, he's new to the investment business. And especially the biotech investment business. And yeah, just put 7 mil in. And just be quiet and see what happens. If it works out, great. Maybe next trade you can put 35 in or 70 in. But start out with 7. I started out, how do you start out looking at biotech companies? I wouldn't read a book. I would just read every 10K I can. I don't want to look at a penny stock unless you're a Godel customer, then I'd look. So they don't really talk about their business at all. It's like very bizarre. I think I have to read the 10K. But this doesn't look like a $10 billion company. It doesn't make any sense to me. This could be a good short. I do want to like figure out what the fuck is the product, and I'll look at that in a second, I guess. But yeah, I think it's funny because like every message board idiot on Cassava thinks that there's like some weird conspiracy. I was watching this video. I'll show you this video in a second. It's really crazy. But like, there's no conspiracy for Cassava. Like, nobody has the time for that to go on Yahoo message boards and sit and write freaking negative information. Like, what are you, crazy? You think like there's, you must think there's aliens and 9/11 was an inside job, and like, who do you think has time to sit there and do all that stuff? And who do you think they're trying to trick into not buying the stock? Big money doesn't look at Yahoo message boards. Nobody gives a fuck. It's just hilarious, like, how warped that perception is. Like, I feel bad for these people. It's like, where do you think everybody's like, how do you think other people are investing? Do you think, okay, well, step 1, I'm going to go on the Yahoo message boards. Step 2, I'm going to check out Twitter. What the? No, I don't really use technicals. Yeah, so I saw this video yesterday. It was really bizarre. Let's watch it together real quick, because it's really humorous. Sorry, I'm just trying to find it. I get so many DMs. And I apologize in advance if I can't get to all of them. Okay, so this guy...
Ameritrade is now part of
I'm
Schwab.
on the wrong YouTube account, but we can watch an ad, right?
Bringing you Thinkorswim, our award-winning trading platform.
Okay, look at this guy.
Hello, Rick, executives, board members, and shareholders. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my open letter. I got a lot for you. Let's dive
He looks like a broke Joe Rogan.
in. Rick, welcome to your CEO-ness of Cassava. You've been with the company for a long time.
So this guy is I guess a Cassava stockholder? Oh, his name is Joe Springer. He says he's the best stock analyst of all time. Okay. I thought that was Warren Buffett, but you know. He's got 4,000 subscribers, which isn't a lot for the best stock analyst of all time. Anyway, you can see his eyes are a little crazy. Look at the crazy eyes.
I'm so glad that you're now in charge. Thank you. But
So the new CEO of Cassava writes, taking on this current challenge is not about making the share price go up or trying to silence the company's many loud skeptics. Those things will take care of themselves if the company focuses on job number one, which is to make a drug. That makes sense. That's smart from the CEO. He's right. The skeptics don't make a difference. They're not going to make the drug work or make the drug fail. But this guy really doesn't like that.
you yourself know that that's not the case. Rick, this is from 2006, where you...
So he blames the old drug, which was like a pain drug, which I remember pretty well. So he knows that the FDA is out to get them, and Purdue stopped that drug from being approved.
Oh, that's not the case, and things have only gotten more corrupt since then. And you said that if there's a difficult way to do something your father taught you, you'll find it. Well, acting like we're in a fair environment is the difficult way.
So this guy's convinced that there's some elements aligned against this shitty biotech company, of which, by the way, there's 3,000 or 4,000 shitty biotech companies. It's not like there's one, one thing. That everyone's against or something like that. And I just don't get it. Like, everyone else is fine in the biotech ecosystem, but for some reason, everyone's picking on Cassava.
Rick, my friend, you are a Pennsylvania strong competitor.
What?
Corruption that was the biggest problem, and it's...
Corruption is apparently the biggest problem for this drug company.
only worse now. Corruption is our greatest enemy.
Molecules can't be corrupt. They just are what they are.
Big money was the reason then with Remoxy, with Cassava's new drug, Simufilum, for Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's is way bigger as far as dollars. Trillions now. We're talking about trillions now. Like now it's already $500 billion in both, like it's 300 billion in direct spend and almost as much in indirect spend. And that's headed to over $1 trillion in spend. The way we've been treated since then shows us...
This is not the guy, thank God, with 70 million in Cassava. This guy will never have 70 million cents of something, or 70 million yen. But it shows you what the average mentality is for... This is a 40-minute video. Imagine watching this. It's about the Clintons for some reason. It's about Trump. It's about Ryan Cohen from GameStop. Wait, here are our enemies. Mossad. Murderous trillion-dollar companies like JP Morgan and Lilly. Murderous.
And that's not all. We're up against trillion-dollar, allegedly murderous corporations like Lilly and JP Morgan. It seems to me Lilly killed 1 million people by delaying our drug a year with Lund.
Yeah, so that's Cassava. So, You know, when you play poker, everyone says you got to find the good game, where everyone else playing at the table is an idiot. This is the good game. That's all you need to know. Sometimes investing is that simple. Bet against that guy. Like, I will give that guy money just to keep giving me stock picks. Just keep them coming, buddy. I know that last one didn't work. Give me another one. Maybe Godel will do something like that. This guy probably has $5,000 in the stock, if that. Mossad does take down stocks, I have to admit. You know, when I was on Wall Street, you know, we met with the Mossad Investment Securities Analysis Committee. And, you know, we'd pitch our stocks. We'd say, please, Mossad, don't delete our company. And a bunch of, like, Israeli guys would be sitting around the table like, all right, Shkreli, maybe. Maybe we won't end your life. And basically every company on Wall Street has to go through that process. Some people say you have to go to get an underwriter and, like, go do an IPO and get an audit opinion and all this stuff. No, you just got to check in with Mossad. They make the rules. I can make a better Jewish impression, I just don't want to. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, man. I grew up with a lot of Jewish people, including the man who taught me stocks, who passed away, Marty Katz. My father passed away. Marty Katz passed away. I'm reaching that halftime point in my life. But Marty Katz used to play chess with me and talk stocks, and we had a ball. He used to drive me to school. It's like a family friend in the building. Rest in peace to a real one. Look at this dilution. What the fuck is this? Imagine running a publicly traded company and you sell like 10 million shares a quarter. 60 million shares outstanding? Let's have 70. That's too much. But let's do some more. Let's get 80. Let's have 90. Let's have 100 million shares outstanding. But they must have done a split or something, right? Because, or like these shares are convertible. Maybe we have the right market cap. Because it says here, basic and diluted. Marty actually was very instrumental in me looking at pharma. He would tell me about the companies back then, like Genentech. He mispronounced it like everyone else does. A lot of people do. He called it Genentech, which many people back then used to pronounce it that way, at least people not in the industry. And he mentioned Bristol Myers and Pfizer and all these other companies. And he didn't really know much about them. He might have had a 401k a long time ago or something, but you know, he kept my interest. And you know, I could talk business and talk about Microsoft and talk about these companies, my hero Bill Gates, with somebody. You know, my Albanian parents, you know, didn't really know about that stuff, didn't care about that stuff. That wasn't their interest. My dad was interested in football. Go Jets, by the way. Aaron Rodgers is his favorite player. I was going to meet Aaron Rodgers over some business stuff. It's kind of funny. All right. I got to understand what the hell is going on with these shares outstanding. Oh, okay, so they did do an offering here. Okay, and selling security. Okay. Bizarre. They had an investor day. I want to look at that. I'm interested now. This thing's piqued my interest. Usually it's not usually, but a lot of times stocks people want me to look at are kind of boring, or there's no follow-up I really want to do. This one's kind of bizarre. Symbotic. this. Look at this. The shares outstanding is just so weird. The growth is insane. So one, what is their product? Two, how many shares outstanding does this company have? And that's like such an important, simple question, and it's usually pretty easy to answer. But like in this case, they have all these share classes, and sometimes share classes are convertible into each other, and there's all this mess. So let's see what these share classes mean. So at least at the time of the 10K, okay, they still had this Class A, Class V1, and Class V3. Class A, 83 million shares outstanding. Class V1, 65. Class V3, 407. Sometimes in an acquisition or something like that, you'll give. Was I around when the Great Financial Crisis? Of course, I was around for the dot-com bubble, both the inflation and the burst. I was around for the Great Financial Crisis. Come on, Shkreli is age old. All right, so let's look. They're talking about what their business is. They develop end-to-end solutions for supply chains, automate the processing of pallets and cases in large warehouses. Okay, so it's warehouse tech. And I think you have to like do the whole platform. Usually it's not too easy. So mostly for retailers. Looks like Walmart. Okay, so they have a bunch of business from Walmart. 23 billion in backlog, wow. A lot of big customers here. So I guess they own this thing or do business with it or something. So interesting, huge backlog. I mean, it makes sense that warehouses are becoming very technical. I mean, Amazon's probably got all this stuff in better. Customer, big customers, Walmart. I wonder what percentage. Oh. Walmart's investing? Oh. I like that. Shit. Okay, so the CEO owns the grocery wholesaler. That's a little fucked. Interesting. Some related party issues here. Okay, let's see. Okay. Here's the, finally in the fine print we find what we're looking for. The dual class structure of our common stock has the effect of concentrating voting control with the symbiotic founder, who I assume is Richard Cohen. Certain family members and affiliated entities, this will limit or preclude your ability to influence corporate matters. Our V3 common stock has 3 votes per share. Okay. Class A and V1 have 1 vote per share. Okay. Class 3 converts to Class 1 in certain situations, including automatically 7 years after. Richard Cohen owns all of the Class V3. And 90% of voting matters, so you can't kick him out. I just don't understand why they don't include all of the shares outstanding in like diluted shares or something. Kind of an overly complex corporate structure. The hell? I mean, revenue growth doubled. But like, with these closely held companies, it's sometimes very squirrely what the hell is going on. And you can see it's like very low margin. It's not like this is like super scalable or anything. I mean, when Walmart's your big customer, obviously they have a nice roadmap to serious growth. I mean, I'm assuming that's what people are excited about, but it is a large market cap when you include Richard's shares, which obviously you have to include. He's not doing this for fun. Fascinating. I will say they do have positive cash flow, so you can't shit on them too hard. Okay, they've doubled revenue every year so far. That's pretty baller right there. Pretty hard to do. Okay, so they have here, isn't that fascinating? They only say, instead of earnings per share, they say earnings per Class A share. And it's like, well, wait a second. That's only 20% of all the shares. There's a lot of shares. I don't think Lex is a moron. But I don't know about Joe Rogan being the best conversationalist on the planet. That's a hefty praise. I don't think I would do Shark Tank. I got better things to do than Shark Tank. Okay, so here's cash flow from operations. I have better things to do than Shark Tank. For example, Galaxy Gas. The stock ticker's in the lower left corner. It's called Symbotic. Okay, so free cash flow for the full year, fiscal year ending September 2023. They're ending their next fiscal year in 20 days. But at least for that time is 215. Which isn't that bad. It's a very thick plot here. It's not obvious at all. Okay, warehouse technologies. Was founded in 2006. That's basically this company. I mean, if Walmart finds it useful enough, I mean, you got serious customer concentration risk, right? All Walmart has to do is be like, look, we developed our own stuff, which I can imagine they would want to do. Or, yeah, look at customer A, has to be Walmart, right? Customer A is 88% of revenue. Is it Walmart? May not be Walmart. Yeah, the stock's gotten killed. Can you imagine the valuation back then? It was like 40 billion or something. The hell? I don't really have too much. I don't have a video series on Python. There's plenty out there. I don't have a recommendation though. I liked Tim's when I looked at it. I'm not an expert in that field, but it looked okay. This is a really unusual and interesting company. Oh! Do you see that? Class V1 and V3 common stock are non-economic. They're only voting shares. Turns out that Goodell has it right, and those guys have it wrong. Haha. I guess it depends on how you think about it. To me, I would not count V1 and V3 then. That's amazing. So those are only votes. Huh. Okay, so the market cap's a little different now. 102. Oh, now it's interesting. Man, these guys are on Gorilla Gas. Oh, you guys know what Gorilla Gas is? Let me show you. My staff showed me this. I've worked with some really brilliant guys, but sometimes they're just bozos. And for some reason, they love this thing called Gorilla Gas. Where apparently you walk around with this big gas tank. I don't know if you guys know what this is. me see if I can play one for
For
you.
the birds, the bees, and the trees, and the leaves that we need to produce the oxygen that we need to breathe. God, we thank you for everything, God. It's beautiful. For the oceans that you stretched out for us to ride on, God, on the boat. We thank you, God.
Okay.
Boy, I'm a block boy. Double trigger Glock, make them diddy bop.
I'm looking for the Gorilla Gas video in question. Let me see. Galaxy Gas, not Gorilla Gas. We should make Gorilla Gas to compete with Galaxy Gas.
What's your name? Where you from?
Tate, man. I'm from the whip, you know, down the street, man. Come on, man. Let's see what the fool talking about, man. I ain't got time to be playing nobody. I ain't got time to be playing.
He's got the whole canister.
I'm fucking with it. But I ain't fucking with it. But I'm fucking with it, though.
You gonna try a wing? Come get lost. What's your name? Where you from?
Oh! No, the best video is the one that's like, where he like passes out from it. He's like, "You got this, you got this." It's alright, we had good Galaxy Gas videos yesterday. But we can't find them today. Yeah, we thought about getting some Galaxy Gas canisters for our office. That's why I made that tweet yesterday. Just hitting the gas all day long, you know? Programming, gas up. Tough section of code. Just hit that gas and you might figure it out when you wake up. What the hell is this? 23, 22, 22, 22, 22. Okay. Okay, here's the good one apparently. Thank you so much for finding this brilliant engineer at our company.
Twin, you good off the GG, twin? Twin, no, twin, you good off the GG, twin?
So GG is Galaxy Gas. That's this product. We should make Gorilla Gas, although I don't want to get indicted. Because basically it's whipped cream. They sell it as whipped cream, but obviously the air-powered gas canister gets you high. So like their commercials are all like whipped cream related, but the product, gets you pretty lit, as you can see.
Yo, twin, you good off the GG, twin? Twin, no, twin, you good off the GG, twin?
GG, bro. You $sign.
$sign GG, twin. You good, twin? Is you GGs?
Yeah, it's just GG, bro. GG, bro.
Yeah, so that's Galaxy Gas. I mean, there's also rap, like people in rap music videos, like hanging around with the gas canisters and just like showing off. No, Kanye got hooked to something else, but regardless. I'll try some Galaxy Gas, fuck it. I want to make Gorilla Gas with Harambe on it. Like, fuck that Galaxy Gas. It like looks corny. It's like very fruity. The hood wants Gorilla Gas. You can fuck that Galaxy shit. I'm gonna put you on to the Gorilla. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the feds would be mad at that. Like, Shkreli's at it again. He's distributing narcotics under the thinly veiled disguise of selling whipped cream. Clearly, by including Kanye West in his advertising, he's specifically targeting vulnerable African American youth. Not only that, Your Honor, he has a prior conviction. We recommend no bail. No, it was just a meme. Memes can become indictments so fast. Nipples, no! No, look, I'd have the whole hood lit if I had Shkreli branded Gorilla Gas. You know how expensive this shit is, by the way? Like, those canisters cost a fortune on eBay and stuff like that. Oh, tune in on our Discord tonight at 7. We will be hosting like maybe I can stream it on YouTube, but like a little commentary. Thank you, Kara, my lovely assistant. Free Gorilla Gas will be passed out. You come to our office, we're like, can we get you some water or some Gorilla Gas? The hell is Gorilla Gas? Oh, that's our proprietary product. New proprietary solution. I wonder if we could sneak a little fentanyl in there. What do you guys think? A little aerosolized cocaine or something. Galaxy Gas that's a bitch ass shit, man. You need Gorilla Gas. When you're making a product, you gotta make the best product. Product profile has to be superior. I'm teaching you real business here, all right? You gotta need a superior product profile. Your customer's looking for a certain set of product features. They're trying to get high. In other words, they're trying to get high. I don't want to get banned for streaming during the debate. Purdue is a complicated question. I don't have their internal documents. I do think they probably did something wrong. But I think the doctors have more to blame than anything else. Doctors aren't stupid. Doctors have let their moral compass go in a lot of cases. You know there's an opioid crisis. You know your patient's situation. You have to be very vigilant about it all. This is a weird Symbotic. The company's called Symbotic. It's this bizarre. It's this bizarre warehouse technology company, but it looks very, very interesting. It's only $1 billion market cap, and they have a ton of cash. Walmart's pumping money into the company. The revenue is growing like crazy. I mean, this is kind of neat. I kind of like it. I thought they had all those, the V shares they're just voting shares. They don't participate in the business. The CEO owns most of the company, which I think is usually a pretty good thing. So you're basically partnering with this guy. Profit margin on gas is massive. Yeah, Walmart would probably buy them out, right? That's the thing. I don't think Walmart relies on them that much. Walmart's, they've been distributing products for a very long time. They're a high-tech company too. So it's not like they're not new to this. They're true to this. Into distribution to get Atlantic. Gorilla Gas is that's what the hood wants right now. That's the main product. All the rappers are talking about it. Do nitrous at the chateau. There's a big software meetup later today. I want to go to a great software company's hosting. But I don't think I could be in two places at once. I really want to be. Yeah, I like this thing. When I thought they had 600 million shares outstanding, it was a little bit different. But at 100 million shares outstanding, you get 900 million EV for a profitable company. This is a profitable company. TTM free cash flow. I'm not even sure. I mean, revenue's growing like crazy, so this might be the find. This might be the fucking find. Sure, Charles, I'll look at it in a second. There's a lot of requests. I don't want to do a crappy job when I do these requests because I know what it takes to invest professionally, and I think a lot of people out there are just kind of lying to the people. You can't lie to the people, man. You can't oppress the people. A lot of liars out there. This shit ain't easy, man. You gotta grind like crazy. Wait a second. Their guidance was 290 to 310, and they came in at 390 that quarter. Wow. It's just sad to me when you see people do like this very superficial work, and I try my hardest to, even when I'm looking at something, like I tell you that I'm not 100% sure and stuff like that. Now in biotech, I do think I I can get to the answer pretty fast. But even then, there's a lot to look through. It's not like it's 1, 2, 3. I like this. What's WT? Oh, Wu-Tang. Oh, no, we're gonna win that case. The media, of course, reported it as us losing or something, but we're winning that case. We'll see what the final... I mean, we're just getting... Discovery hasn't even started yet. Discovery's gonna be pretty bad for them. I never signed any agreement with these idiots. Not once. So how they can sue me is all... It's just retarded if you think about it. They're suing me for doing something when I never made a deal with you. Man, get the fuck out of here. They're suing because I'm playing this piece of shit album, or I was playing this piece of shit album that they spent $4 million on. But I talked to their founder, who passed away, very sadly. He was a cool dude. And he told me, look, we should have made you sign an agreement or asked you to sign an agreement and paid you money to sign it. It was our mistake. I met with him in Brooklyn. Now he's unfortunately no longer with us, but it's like, dude, if you asked me to sign an agreement, I'll sign that shit for $50,000. I wouldn't have cared. Y'all had to be slick. Why do you think it's a short? Yeah, the lawsuit's no big deal. Oh, he died in a tragic accident. So, you know, the judge, I mean, I kind of have a bad reputation, so I think the judge shot first and asked questions later. It's like, look, nobody's going to be upset if we take some precautions, give the album, your copies to your lawyers, which nobody reported that. They were like, oh, Skrelly's got to give up the Wu-Tang album. Like, yes, to my own attorneys. Fuck out of here, man. You know how many people I sent copies to? Just in this chat room alone, on YouTube chat, I sent at least 5 or 10 of them. Strangers, just random strangers. Here you go. Respect the Wu. Oh man, only 238 viewers. What am I gonna do? Should I start acting like Aiden Ross and get some more viewers? Should I straight do what Andrew Tate does? Alright, listen, women are the worst. Get me some water. Women, they don't do anything. Women are useless. They can't defend themselves. They can't do roundhouse kicks. I'm going to show you how to be an alpha male. Your worth as a male is directly proportional to how many push-ups you can do. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Water. I'm not gay, okay? I only have sex with men to assert dominance. You just wouldn't understand it. Yeah. I mean, he's hilarious. I'll give him that credit. But did you guys see the recent allegations that he did rape somebody, allegedly? Those recent allegations look pretty serious. There are now actual women coming forward saying he did it, which is not good at all. Allegations aren't proven, but apparently there's recordings. That's not good. And again, I don't want anybody to be accused of a crime they didn't commit. That's like the worst thing ever. But now there's actual alleged victims coming out and talking, apparently. I don't know for sure. I don't know, that kind of worries me a bit. Oh, this was a SoftBank deal too. Yeah, I don't know. I think you can find a better role model. I was very upset when guys like Barron and people his age view Tate as this great role model, but I don't know what he does that would warrant him to be a role model. A role model to me is someone like Palmer Luckey. I don't know, even Bill Gates. Again, I'm a big fan of Bill Gates. I know there's some people have these odd like conspiracy theories, like they're just so stupid. Guy's like pretty normal guy actually. He's like the greatest capitalist ever. Elon's a good one, yeah, sure. I don't, tell me why Bill Gates is terrible. Tell me. I think Jeffrey Epstein had, hey Dusty, how are you? Epstein had a lot of friends. Epstein met with a lot of people I know. Reid Hoffman, Peter Thiel, Leon Black. Epstein was a seriously good spy. Gates is one of the best investors and the best businessman of all time. Warren Buffett is his close friend. Jeffrey Epstein is not, or was not. Yeah, there's no actual goods on Bill Gates being a bad guy. He fought the government, which I really like. Epstein made his money extorting people. Druckenmiller's great, sure. I don't think he had a fund at all. There's not too much espionage in biopharma now. The guy who ran Epstein's estate, Boris? Oh, I know Boris. That's crazy. Well, look, the other thing is it's a small world. This is Boris. It is a small world out there. Oh, okay. Apparently he didn't sign it. But basically, whoever created the will basically put his name down. I'm sure they met. But Epstein found a way to worm himself into lots of people. If the only reason you don't like Gates is because of Epstein, then you can't like any business person, basically. He found a way. Like, the guy was so talented at what he did. Which is basically a super spy. No, Jeff Bezos, excellent role model as well. We're talking about real really successful, amazing people. No offense to Andrew, but these are some real role models. Andrew's an interesting personality. He's very funny. You know, I don't agree with a lot of his takes. If he's found guilty of the charges, that'd be reprehensible. You know, no man should take advantage of another woman like that. It's disgusting. I like this Symbiotic. This is one to watch. It fell a ton, but it may be the right value now, if that makes sense. We'll have to keep looking at it. I don't know much about Athene. I don't watch streamers. Hustlers University. I know, Sava's going to zero. Don't worry about that. I don't know. I'm when you just look at one stock really quickly, it's really hard to know if you should be an investor right away or not, you know? It's not that easy. It's gotta be, everyone wants instant gratification, which I understand, but you just gotta be kind of slow on it. Okay, this guy's been asking me for Jabil for a long time. Jabil's a big company, very important in the tech ecosystem. Ballmer's great too. Gates loved Microsoft. Stop the bullshit. You ever want to see a great interview? Look at Bill Gates testifying to the FTC. He's just like shitting on him while he's testifying. Man is a hero. The man is a hero. I don't think he gives a fuck about vaccines either, by the way. He's trying to do something nice. This man is not worried about vaccines. He's more worried about chicks, I think. I've heard a lot about, you know, he likes to be around beautiful women. He's kind of like a little bit of a playboy on the side. Which I don't blame him. Shit. It's normal. I would too, if I was the richest man in the world. I'd be like, hello, Sydney Sweeney. Why don't you come to, I'd like to invite you to a business meeting. Sydney, good to see you, Sydney. How'd you like to have $1 billion? Here you go, it's on the house. You're so beautiful, here's 100 mil. It's so good to see you. Thanks, Bill. Gotta give it to somebody, you know, Sydney? No, I don't buy the Epstein stuff for a second. It takes a weird person to be into that stuff, and I just don't get it. If you're into that kind of thing, like, it will come out earlier in your life, and you can't keep that kind of thing a secret. Like, it just doesn't add up. I'm not saying nobody's, you know, ever done it and got away with it or kept it quiet or something like that, but I more believe like the Harvey Weinstein type thing. I wouldn't just say believe it, I almost expect it. Prince Andrew's weird, I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah, I don't want to use the exact word, but you know what the word is. Starts with a P. But yeah, I think I think you know already. Yeah, I'm not only a Weezer fan, I know the band. I love Pinkerton. Are you crazy? I listen to Pinkerton every day for a whole summer. Yeah, that Space Jam guy. Hollywood's got a couple of these guys, but I think the whole world does. There's like almost a pedophilia epidemic in prison. About a quarter, maybe a third of the prison was pedophiles. It's crazy. It's the low security. It's pedophiles and drug dealers. Or just like drug dealers sitting there like, what the fuck is wrong with these white boys? It's almost all white guys. Yeah. The low security system is like quarter to half. It's insane. The dark web's full of stuff. I like Iovance, but I like Tarsus and other stocks too. Oh, PDF file. Now I get it. No. The only place PDF files can't go, they can't go to camps. So they basically get stuck in the lows. If they get big sentences, they have, I think, a special prison for them in Arizona. But they look, they're not trying to protect them anyway. The guards are happy when they get killed. If there's a big prison riot and the guards know that it's about like a PDF file, they're just like walking around like, I don't see nothing. Meanwhile, like 8 motherfuckers that get stabbing a guy, and you're just like, I don't know what's going on. What's going on right now? Should I call this one in? They'll even set it up worse. They'll be like, one guy will go to the guard. Sometimes there's just one guard on duty for 400 people. And they'll go to the guard and be like, look, we're gonna go do something to that PDF file over there. All right? We need you to keep busy. And the guard's like, okay, I think I'll go for a walk. And the guy's like, all right. And then they do their thing. Guard shows up. He's like, oh my God, there's a dead body here. That kind of thing. So it happens. It doesn't happen in the low system, though. And it doesn't always happen, even in pens. You never say never, Let's talk about stocks, yeah. So Jabil. Yeah, if you already have a life sentence, you don't care. And then the other point is if you think you can get away with it, because oftentimes those murders don't get investigated. Yeah, I like Zoom. Okay, Jabil. So Jabil's interesting. Jabil basically gives you a sense for the entire tech landscape. Not software, just hardware. It's like you basically can get global GDP by looking at Jabil because they're so enmeshed in making electronics for everyone. Now, one of the problems is, again, we're dealing with a different quarter fiscal system. Jabil, I used to call it Jabil when I was a teenager. It's Jabil. Okay, so they call this their Q3, fiscal 24. Right? Same quarter? Yeah, okay. Q3, fiscal Q3, 2024. And you'll notice that Jabil's revenue was down year over year, which is like a lot of people think we're in like this weird stealth recession. And it's more complicated than that. Like basically there's some segments of the economy doing well and others that aren't. And Jabil, get into what they do exactly in a second. They do basically contract manufacturing. There's nothing to expose behind the scenes. Everyone wants some like weird conspiracy theory, and things are way more normal than you think. And again, I've interacted with a lot of these people, presidents or some of the richest people in the world. Like, it's just not that complicated, We want to believe in these weird fantasies with our minds because it makes life more interesting. We think there has to be something more interesting going on in these people's lives. There isn't. Just like you and me. Only difference is, I get to go on a private jet when I travel. Big deal. They're loud and annoying anyway. I'm not a part of the club. Maybe. That's a conspiratorial kind of concept there, too. Pretty sure I'm part of the club. I'm sure there are weird clubs where people do weird stuff, but those are not normal people. Average rich guy is just, just trying to stay rich and become richer. It's nothing that complicated. Illuminati. Yeah, I got my initiation invite. I'm gonna have to sacrifice a goat or something. And yeah, it's just not how it works. I do not believe in aliens. Many people do. Many people do. Yeah, exactly, Chetan. I'm not so sure Bill Ackman's telling you the exact truth there. Bill is a lot. That's like Bill Gates too. Like, these guys are hanging out with some pretty cool people. But that's to be expected. And eventually you learn that, look, people are people. There's cool people who are not famous, and then some of the famous people are really not cool. So it's not like just because somebody's famous, like I have a lot of famous friends, I mostly don't want to hang out with them as much as I want to hang out with my real friends. An ex-convict can run for president. His name is President Donald Trump. I think we're going to look back at this era and think like almost all indictments from this era were fake. I believe in Bridger, yes. What do you mean, why did they take the album from you? It's got some low IQ in the chat. I like Trump more than Kamala, but I'm not saying Trump's the savior here or anything. I think a lot of his supporters, including Musk and other people like that, they know he's not the fucking next coming. You can see Trump's flaws immediately. And some people like that compared to Kamala, where she's not showing you any flaws, but you know they're there somewhere. There's got to be some flaws. Just don't know what they are yet, because just keeping them close. I like JD too. He's fine. He's just... I don't know who will win the debate, because debates are kind of fake. I love Warren Buffett. He's like my favorite guy. Another guy goes, sad about the Wu-Tang album, bro. What about it? They took the album. I gave it to my attorneys. My attorneys have it. Case has just started. I love the media, man. Media keeps people stupid. Oh, I saw an article. CNN. They issued the retraction 6 years later. Okay, so this is like, here's kind of what I want you to think about for Jabil. It's really interesting. I want you to look at like the other manufacturers, and then I want you to look at macro data. Bridger. You're not supposed to know about Bridger Capital. You're not supposed to talk about Bridger Capital. Stop asking questions about Bridger Capital. All shares outstanding are held in a publicly traded company or public. I mean, I don't understand the question, I guess. There's no such thing as privately held shares. Cease all investigation. I like that. Cease and desist. Okay, so Jabil's buying back tons of stock, which is kind of interesting. Listen, there's some things about Bridger Capital, quite frankly, if you keep asking, that can get you killed. Stop playing around. It's not a game for kids. It's not some internet game. This is real serious business. Charlemagne the God. Alright? Involves Charlemagne the God. God's gift. No more bounties. I don't use XLOOKUP or lookup functions. I use XGBoost. Charlemagne started the war in the Ukraine. He just was bloodthirsty. Bastard. Him and Dick Cheney and Destiny. Destiny was involved, the streamer? Yes. Yes, he was. Bastards. Destiny can't find it on a map. That's what he wants you to think. Drug development. There is one really good book, if you want, called Pharmacokinetics by Rosenbaum. If you really, really, really want to get started, basic pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics. Second edition, Sarah Rosenbaum from Genentech, one of the best drug companies ever. $90. Best $90 you'll ever spend. If you can't afford that, there are websites like LibGen, potentially where you can get it. But if you want to support the author, $71. If you read this book, 600 pages, you'll understand medicine better than 99% of people. If you read the first 3 chapters, you'll understand medicine better than 90% of people. Yeah, just reading and understanding the first 3 chapters will be pretty good. Oh, she's at Rhode Island now? I thought she was still at Genentech. She must have moved. Destiny, the time for debate is over. Did you guys see Dave Bautista? His body transformation? He's like a skinny guy now. He used to be like super jacked. I think it's over for Bautista. It's probably over for me too. I'm probably never going to look like that, aren't I? We should watch the debate. Destiny and I are going to watch the debate. We're going to hold hands, too. Have you seen some of the messages that guy sent? They're disgusting. And I've seen some weird shit in my life, but he's a fucking weirdo, man. And a lot of people are like, well, you know, that's his sexual preference, and you can't... I'm like, listen, bruh. I have a lot of gay friends. I like gay people. This isn't about that. This is some weird shit. Some freaky shit. Is he banned on Twitch? Is he still on Twitch? You don't want to know the types of shit he said. This is different from kink shaming. It has nothing to do with him being gay, really. It's not his homosexuality. It's what he does with... This guy's named Destiny. He's got a stripper name. I don't know why, but... He's just some clown on YouTube. Bridger is a special exception to what I was talking about. Bridger's the... Yeah, there are powerful entities in the world, okay? That's one I just would rather not discuss, okay? We were friends, yeah. And then, one, I mean, he said something really stupid about me. And then two, you know, I read this stuff about the messages he sends these people. I was like, this is disgusting, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, somebody, like, dropped him on his head when he was a kid or something. It's like, real weird shit. You know, I understand not everyone has the vanilla sex life. I get that, but there is a level of... There's a point where it's like, what the fuck? Just like, what the fuck's wrong with you, man? I'm not talking about, like, you know, there's people that like to tie each other up. There's people that like to do all kinds of stuff, but this isn't that. This is degeneracy out loud. And I think a lot of his fans are just so disillusioned and so open-minded that they're like, yeah, well, you know, that's what he likes to do. Well, okay, but I don't know. When I'm interested in like a public persona, I kind of want to feel like I'm a little like them. You know, when I realize that, when I see the messages they're sending, I'm like, oh man, if it really is grotesque and disgusts me, then I don't want to. You know, it makes me want to throw up. Maybe I'm just a little squeamish. I've always been a little squeamish. I don't like that word, squeamish. It's like, the word squeamish is squeamish. You just don't, you know, just don't deal with those kinds of things easily. I'm opening up to you right now, right? Yeah, he is not smart. No, Epstein killed himself. Anna de Armas. Yeah, she's pretty hot. Yeah, some of these pictures aren't that great, but how old is she? 36. Yeah, who do I know that looks like her? I know some chick that looks like her. I'm trying to remember. See, I think if you marry a really beautiful woman, the problem's going to become like someday she won't be that beautiful. And then what do? You've built up this like image and this, you know, thing in your head, and then what? Like, you either have to do what Leonardo DiCaprio does, or you have to just accept that like human relations are not, you know, not all about looks. Yeah, so if you can find a Sofia Vergara, great. It's look, I love that myself, but at the end of the day, eventually, the show has to end. Whenever I tell girls this, they get really upset. They're like, no, I'm going to be young forever. No, bitch, you're not. I put my finger on their lips. No, bitch. No. One day you'll be old, fat, and ugly, just like the rest of us. You're hot shit now. And it's bad for women too, because if they build that self-image up themselves, then they really start fearing getting older and really start fearing that. So it's tricky. So, surgeries and fillers they're band-aids, right? They're just gonna, your true beauty will fade. And that's fine, like, I think we have to be comfortable with it. You know, we have our moment, and the moment moves on. I don't know, I think we should sort of normalize losing libido after a certain age, just be like, it's over. I think most people kind of do. They don't talk about it, obviously, but... Hey, Iqlal, what's up? Salma Hayek is like, look, that's the ideal. Salma Hayek, Sofia Vergara. Who else kept their looks really late? There's plenty. But, you know, you just can't, Lindsay Lohan, you just can't put that in your, I'm just kidding about Lindsay. You can't put that in your head as like, that's what's gonna be for the rest of your life. I just don't get it. I love Lindsay Lohan, man. That was my number one. I just like redheads, but that was my number one pick. As an up-and-coming business person, I was like, I'm gonna marry Lindsay Lohan. I can't wait. One day she'll know I'm the rich, big baller, successful guy. Now I'm like, nope. Yeah, I think she might know my name. I hit that. JK. She's Muslim now. Okay, so let's look at Jabil. Isn't this interesting? Like, so this is a company that just broadly makes electronic equipment, right? I think you're right, Sarah. Anna Kendrick is also, she's like my current, she would be like my top pick 5-10 years ago. If I can marry any girl, I'd marry Anna Kendrick. Now she's a little bit older, so if you find me like a 25-year-old Anna Kendrick, and it's not hard to learn the Excel shortcuts. Basically, anytime you're using your mouse, you're wasting time. That's why we designed the Godot terminal to be backward compatible with legacy terminals, one of which is Bloomberg, because you actually don't ever need to use your mouse on it. And we're going to add a whole lot of features soon. In Godel, bonds, global stocks, there's already Canada in there, but every stock, every newswire, which is very hard to get. Newswires are extremely difficult to get. Yeah, revenge is something sweet. How much age gap is too much is a great question. It really depends on the two people. I don't think you could distill it down to a number. I think, obviously, the first thing to do is follow the law. I do think skipping, like the first digit, the most you can skip is 2. So like 21, or maybe like 28 and 51 are okay. 41, I think I don't even know, maybe even that is probably too much. There's probably a good quantitative way to do it. Anytime you skip more than 2 digits, it's too much. So like 40 and 22 is fine. I happen to be 40, by the way. So I listen to 21. I'm friends with 21 Savage. He asked me for some financial advice. 7 is, I don't know. A lot of guys would not like that, to be restricted to 7 years. I date girls older than me and younger than me. I don't give a fuck. As long as the police don't come knocking on my door, I'm good. Yeah, we'll look at RKLB, I guess. I don't think there's anything special about Palantir being the S&P. The S&P's a meme. Like, it's not that relevant. I mean, it's not unimportant, but it's also like, it's not going to make their business better that they're in the S&P, you know? Guys, we made it. We're in the S&P 500. I mean, it's an accomplishment, no doubt about it, but it's not like, I'm sure they don't give a fuck. Anytime I get added to an index, in my career, I didn't care. So again, nah. Divide by 2 and add 7, that shit don't work. It doesn't scale right. That basically mean that the youngest chick I could be with is 29. Just what I got going on this week, I violate that twice. Just with my activities this week. That's a violation of that rule. I ain't doing that. Fuck out of here. You guys want to know the girl I have the biggest crush on? Biggest crush? I want to show you Jabil as well, though. Yeah, she's kind of like a Nancy Pelosi. Last 5 quarters for Jabil, right? And they're a broad... Oh, I love Christina Hendricks. She got married, though. And she's a little older. I like Dasha, too. I consider her more a friend than a romantic target. Who's Rachel Levine? So this is a broad manufacturing company, and this is their growth for the last 5 quarters. I mean, that is not good if you make generic manufacturing stuff. Oh! Why'd you do that to me? Why'd you do that to me? Why'd you do that to me, dog? Right, her name is Bailey. Bailey Moon. Let me show you what she looks like. See if we got some good pictures of her. She has a very, very pretty face. There's no doubt about that. She's got one of the most beautiful faces in the world. Very nice eyes, I agree. And she's like 20 something. That's no makeup Bailey. She looks really good. I like no makeup Bailey better, to be honest. A lot of character. She's very, very cool t-shirts, like that one. What's crazy about her is how skinny she is. Take a. You know, a lot of girls look like that, but they're not thin. She's actually really skinny, which is shocking. Find a decent photo. Oh, that's actually her. She looks more like almost like a movie star in that one. I don't know. I'm smitten. I'm just smitten. Her online persona is a little wild. There's like a really good. Oh yeah, this one was crazy. This one went crazy. 3 million views. Yeah, see how skinny she is? Pretty crazy. It's like anatomic miracle. I could be here all night. The hell? God damn. Okay, yeah, this is the goat photo. Anyway, that's my future wifey. I'm a simp, it's true. I simp. I simp for Dasha, I simp for... I think simping is like a nice thing to do. Because it's like, it encourages the rest of the simp army, even if I'm not like real simping. I'm just like, kind of showing some love, you know? I thought he liked man. Yes, the only man I like is Destiny. That's my... Oh. So gross. I just got my same old Philco keyboards. It's funny because men and women have the same perspective. Like, there's this chick who is like, oh, I get to watch all the hot guys go to the office dressed really well in New York. And I'm like, that's what guys think the exact opposite, right? They're like, oh, I can't wait to see all the pretty girls dressed up at the office or wherever, happy hour. And it's like, yeah, we have the symmetrical thoughts. I mean, it's kind of amazing how that works. Obviously, not everyone is the same there, but there's plenty of women doing the same exact thing. Destiny's ex-wife is very attractive, yeah. So look at how interesting this is. 6 quarters in a row, declining sequential revenue growth. Who's Jenna Fugazi? So this could mean that they're losing share or something like that, but it's kind of worrisome. And maybe it means that we've bottomed out. I mean, but these guys basically just manufacture stuff for everyone. I'm assuming like Apple's a customer, although they're like similar to Foxconn. I'm assuming Apple spreads around their business. It's not just Foxconn. Man, 7 quarters in a row, declining sequential. 7 quarters in a row. I don't know who Jenna Fugazi is now. Should I Google that, or am I going to see the same shit that you showed me earlier? So, man. Stop. Don't troll me. I'm the troll king. Don't fucking troll me, man. Turn me back to the old me. Old me was not a nice person, man. Doxing everyone. Visiting you in person. Wow. Now they divested a business actually, so maybe that matters quite a bit. No, Satya is a beast, obviously, in retrospect. So if they divested a business, the revenue drops as a result. So you got to keep that in mind as well. So now we have to go back and like examine that, make sure we account for that. The divested mobility. Sometimes you give like a specific, like it looks like here's where the divestment happened. We'll figure that out in a second. So some of this revenue decline has to be from that, but some of it isn't either. So they're not telling us exactly about the divestment stuff. That's annoying. In pharma, they give you like this constant currency type of thing. But yeah, it's concerning that Jabil has like rapidly declining revenue, because it's like, why? When we have all this like data center growth and all this stuff, Jabil's shrinking? Huh? Yeah, this is not like very transparent reporting. Did they sell it yet? Maybe they didn't even sell it yet. I think they closed it. Okay, December 29, 2023, they closed it. GameStop's like earnings don't even make a difference to GameStop anymore. Okay, so that would be 1 month into this quarter. I see. Okay, so before these 5 quarters, they were still declining. How big was mobility? $400 million lower. So it was maybe $1 billion in revenue, roughly. Yeah, I look at United Healthcare. It's an important company in healthcare, to say the least. No, I look at foreign companies too. I actually kind of specialize in some ways in foreign companies. But I don't know if you're ready for that kind of conversation. There's a lot of levels to this. I teach all kinds of levels. I teach novices. I teach pros. So would you buy $1 billion in cash flow for $12 billion, like stable cash flow? It's not like a steal. It's just such a mature business. It's like your outlook for electronics manufacturing would have to be very positive. Robotics could get you some of that growth. Yeah, it'd take you 12 years to get your money back, which, with no growth, is a little bit cheap for an equity, but it's not great. You can kind of do better, I think. What? Oh, is this? Okay, this is weird. Never like having different companies, different numbers from the company. That's not a good sign. We'll see where the discrepancy is later. Boot camps, I think it depends. I don't think they necessarily are a huge waste of time. They might force you to focus, whereas if you try to learn software on your own, you might be lazy about it or forget. That's kind of one of the good things about school in general. Okay, so it's not $1 billion in. It's not $1 billion in free cash. Never mind. Free cash has actually been kind of awful. Nate, you can find some Python from scratch videos. And I would use Replit. It's a great product to learn the ropes. A big part of Python for beginners is installing Python, which is, can be very painful. All right, so this should be, maybe I do have these numbers right, let's see. This should be 34,702. Okay, it is. Oh, okay, yeah, I have numbers right. I was bugging. Word I learned in jail. You're bugging. And then there's geeking. Don't be bugging and don't be geeking. Shoe on head? Oh, you're getting timed out, buddy. It's over for you. Thanks for coming. Time out! Geeking off the geeking off the galaxy gas. Hard to say that. Replic's nice because you can deploy servers and IDEs from scratch, whereas Python can be a little brutal to run the code if you're brand new. You don't appreciate brand new. Or me. No, I love GeoHot. That's my brother, man. Brother from a different mother. Just use AI to code. Replit has it built in, so you can use that if you want to, but AI is not going to solve all your problems. I would like that. I don't know if I'd go on Jordan Peterson's podcast. I don't think the media is sort of a natural enemy of AI in a lot of ways. I'm not talking about Bridger. Stop it. I'm not going to talk about Bridger or Lone Pine or Maverick or Code 2. Come on, dude. You're blowing up the spot. You're making it hot. Keep secrets secret, all right? Fucking talking about secrets out in the public. Obviously, you know something. Keep that shit to yourself. Trying to make secrets public. Stop that shit. And see, now you got other people asking questions about the secret. Can't talk about the secret because it's secret. Now this guy's asking, what's the secret? Y'all done fucked up already. Data science is kind of a meme, like, I don't think it hurts. It's great for like business users. You know, you could be like half a programmer kind of thing at a big company, like you'd be a business analyst and you're also kind of know programming and data science. It's not a bad thing. But that's not like a fully employable thing. The secret is you're poor. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Interesting hypothesis. I'm probably moving at some point. Bridger does not use Robinhood. I think it's less important what you're trying to study and more important your attitude. Andrew Tate is right about that, at least. He gives people a little bit of that winning attitude. And part of watching me isn't just about learning how to look at companies. It's also about a work ethic, an attitude, a framework for life. A little like Jordan Peterson. That revolves around a couple of key principles. We actually had a name for this, which I won't share, because that's like secret level 35. but it basically translates loosely into leave no stone unturned. And that's kind of like my research philosophy. It's very difficult to employ. Most people want the lazy way out. They just want the answer in 5 minutes. They don't want to sit and do the hardcore work. I don't know if work ethic is genetic. I think you can psych yourself into it and psych yourself out of it. I think it's very much a psyop. You have to psyop yourself. Most people are not born to be leaders and to be really successful. It's just that nature of the beast. If you want to be that, you're going to have to be different. You're going to have to zig when others zag. You're going to have to do things really that look strange to your friends. When I was in high school, I used to read the Wall Street Journal. None of my friends read the Wall Street Journal. They didn't understand what the fuck that was. I used to talk about stocks nonstop. Nobody wanted to talk about stocks. You got to be different. Really different. Whether that's programming or whatever vocation it is. And it's not about doing it from a young age. It's about a mental framework where you're constantly adding to your knowledge base over time, and you're seeking that knowledge out, and you're trying to achieve perfection over long periods of time. A lot of it is about a long-term philosophy, but it's also about a thorough philosophy. And all of these things matter way more than did I learn data science or did I learn XYZ. Those things matter a little bit. You know, it's kind of like the saying, you want to be in the right zip code or the right neighborhood, but you also want to have the right house in the right neighborhood. So maybe everyone's sitting there saying, well, what's the right neighborhood? Should I be in hedge funds? Should I be in AI? Should I be in data science? Should I be in back-end, front-end, full-stack, database programming? You know, they ask all these meticulous questions. But they never ask the question, instead of what should I be in, you should be asking the question, what should be in me? No homo. You know, you don't want the worst house in the best neighborhood. There's still homeless people on Park Avenue. And you don't want the worst house in the best neighborhood, or you don't want the best house in Kentucky necessarily either. So it's not easy, but most people worry about the neighborhood. That you should be worried about the house. I think chem is better for pharma than bio. Yeah, I've got little Nibbles over here somewhere. Come on, Nibbles. Come on, Nibbles. It's time for a Haitian to eat you. Well, at some point, Jabil was growing, and then this like weird pseudo-recession has hit. And I very much encourage you to think about Jabil as an economic barometer. Still waiting on Nibbles to appear. Queen Nibbles. Yeah, it's hard to tell, man. For now, Jabil doesn't look too appetizing. But I don't know it. I don't know it well. Dr. Gupta is sort of our like third most important product. We have Godel and Neats, which are more of our focus, but I am doing some interesting evals for Dr. Gupta. Some work in that department that could be rather interesting. Okay. Oh, Nuvation. Yeah, this is, I should be looking at this, shouldn't I? They got a CDK? Oh, it's not that exciting. Kind of a micro cap. I thought I had hundreds of these. Let me see. I think something messed up here. Yeah, there we go. JP Morgan's only down 5% now. That's good, at least. Oh yeah, Opera. Okay, so maybe we take a break till 7 o'clock. Is that the debate, by the way, 7? Or is it later? I don't even know. Oh, is it at 9? Okay, so maybe closer to 9. Yeah, I'll look at Opera next. I promise. Opera... Isn't Opera the... Yeah, how do these guys make money? Faster and safer and smarter than other browsers. I guess probably VPN or something. All right, everyone. Love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'll see you next time.